اطلعوا من هذا المكان، هذا مو مكانكم. In 2006, during the height of Iraq War, a US Army patrol unit was stationed in a quiet neighborhood on the outskirts of Baghdad. The area was known for its narrow, winding streets and abandoned buildings, many of which had been damaged during the conflict. Locals avoided the area after dark, claiming it was haunted by the spirits of those who had died in the war. One night, the unit was tasked with conducting a routine patrol. The soldiers were used to the eerie silence of the neighborhood, but that night something felt off. The air was unnaturally still, and the usual sounds of distant gunfire and barking dogs were absent. As they moved through the streets, the radios began to crackle with static. They dismissed it as interference, but then they heard something that made their blood run cold. A thin, distorted voice whispering in Arabic. The soldiers stopped in their tracks and the voice grew louder, repeating the same phrase over and over. اطلعوا من هذا المكان، هذا مو مكانكم, which means get out of this place, you do not belong here. The unit's translator, a young Iraqi interpreter, froze. He recognized the voice. It belonged to a man who had been killed in a bombing months earlier. Samir had known him personally. Before anyone could react, the radios went silent. The soldiers tried to contact their base, but there was no response. Then they sighted a shadowy figure standing at the end of the street. It was tall and featureless, its outline flickering like a glitch in reality. The figure raised an arm pointing directly at them. The unit's leader, Sergeant Daniels, ordered the men to hold their position. But as they watched, more figures began to emerge from the shadows, dozens of them, all featureless and flickering. They moved slowly, silently closing in from all sides. Panicked, they retreated to their armored vehicles, and as they drove, the figures began to vanish. And suddenly the radios came back to life, and the voice from earlier was gone, replaced by the calm tones of their commanding officer asking for a status update. When they returned to the base, they were all visibly shaken. Samir refused to speak about what he had heard, and Sergeant Daniels reported the incident as a possible psychological operation by insurgents. But deep down, they all knew it was something far stranger. In the days that followed, strange things began to happen at the base. Equipment malfunctioned for no reason, and soldiers reported seeing shadowy figures in the corners of their vision. One night, a guard on duty claimed he saw the same flickering figure standing just outside the perimeter fence, watching silently. Eventually, the unit was relocated and the incident stopped. To these days, those who were there that night refuse to speak about what they saw. Locals still avoid that neighborhood, saying it's cursed by the spirit of dead, forever trapped between this world and the next one.